Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Live!
They want it! They want it!
Now, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. And go get it.
That's the difference here right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Do it live!
Let's go!
Sorry.
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Let's go. Let's go.
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for watching. If you would, real quick, before you forget, make sure to click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe button. Maybe turn on those notifications so we don't miss you when we go live. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a Chiefs fan. Help spread the word. We'd really appreciate that. We got a good show lined up for y'all tonight. If you're looking for fire Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes sucks takes, this is not the show for you. So,
might want to sit this one out.
Tough game to talk about. Big game coming up on Sunday. Playoff picture is looking a little shaky, but we got Patrick Mahomes, so we're going to talk about it, and I think you're going to feel better about the Chiefs after tonight's show. Before we get into it, fellas, how are we doing tonight, Bo?
Doing good. You know, I'm all my appliances survived. Let's just say that. I didn't get John V level of frustrated this weekend.
I wish I could say the same.
Rough week, but hey, you know, it's 8 o'clock Chiefs Kingdom time. It's time for CKL. Means the week's halfway over. Let's get into this.
Nick, how you doing, man?
My lower back kind of hurts a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Scotty just helped me move a piano before the show, in case anybody's wondering why my back hurts, but he's a good brother. No, I'm good, man. Look, obviously I read that game completely wrong.
Right.
So, you know, the show, dude, like I felt the most confident out of any game this season going into this one, and except maybe the Giants. But look, I'm good, man. You know, we're 5-5. I mean, there's still a lot of season left, and I'm ready to see what this team can do. You know, they've always, handled adversity and challenges before, and I think that they have the coaching staff and the players to do it again this year. So,
yeah, I don't think it's panic time yet, but the pressure's definitely ratcheted up. So, Bo, just thoughts, feelings, anger, frustration level watching that game. Where were you at on Sunday, man?
Yeah, I mean, just frustrated, right? Like, it kind of sucks because sometimes we get it right, and the things we get right are the things you don't want to be right. We're like, hey, what do you think could be our downfall for this week? We're like, oh, if we let Bo Nix just sit back there and pass all over us, or if we don't get a pass rush going off, and there's just a lot of things came to fruition. And one of the things that really sticks out in my head is like, if we just clean up the little things, like really try to eliminate the stupid penalties and special teams. If we could just get that, like all the little stuff, everything should take care of itself. And I feel like I just jinxed it and let it just flourish out into the universe, man. Because it seems like that's all that I saw this week, and it was just dumb mistakes, undisciplined mistakes, dude. From the penalties to just some of the schemes that were brought out, the execution of plays. It was just overall just no bueno. And then, we even had several chances. I mean, we were up. We took the lead in the fourth, and we had chances to tie it. We just couldn't come through. It was just, overall frustrating. But yeah, the special teams stuck out the most to me in this game, man. Just, oof, not a good look.
Right, Nick. I know how you felt watching the game. I was watching it with you, but just tell everybody, just like overall thoughts, feelings, whatever about that. It was a bad game. No doubt about it on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, the Chiefs, they can overcome some dumb penalties, and they can overcome maybe some poor offensive play. and they can overcome some bad defensive play, but like they can't overcome all of those things. You know what I mean? And it was just one of those deals where it's like, the team needed somebody to step up, and nobody did. Special teams was pretty atrocious, right? I mean, the return units, I mean, allowed a long punt return and did a block in the back, like on, the defensive side of the kick, which I've never seen that. It was definitely a block in the back. You pushed the dude down from behind. That's a penalty. I don't know. I mean, didn't really impact the play, but they were calling everything in that game, right? They had
Even things that weren't penalties.
had a kick outside the zone. It just was an ugly day all around. Really a head scratcher since they're coming off of a bye week after a loss to Buffalo, and it's like, okay, this is like, crunch time. If you want to have any shot at the division, you probably need to win, right? I mean, now it's like you need Denver to have like an epic collapse for us to be in contention for the division. And just overall like a really frustrating game to watch. I just Bo, you brought up scheme. Like there are just some things that they did on offense that like you're just like, what was the plan there? Like a third and down call where they're trying to do a trick play on their side of the field. Just a lot of weirdness in that game. That was just really, I don't know, un-Chiefs like football, right? So
yeah, I left the Denver game exactly how I felt after leaving. I was leaving the watching the Bills game, man. I was just surprised. Like I thought the Chiefs were going to get it done, man. And they seem to always have in the past. And I don't care, what people want to say about Bo Nix and the Broncos. Like they're not some juggernaut. They're not great. Bo, you're talking about putting things out in the universe. You're talking about like, well, as long as this doesn't happen, this doesn't happen. The one thing I thought would doom the Chiefs and beat them was if the Broncos just hounded and harassed Patrick Mahomes and had like 6 sacks or something and knocked him out of the game. Pass protection was pretty good considering. I mean, they gave up 3 sacks. A couple of those were they just kind of gave up on the play, right? And so it wasn't like they were living in the backfield hounding him the entire game. I think the Broncos averaged like 5 or 6 sacks a game. So Patrick, even there, especially in that first drive, had time to throw the ball deep downfield. He completed some deep passes.
Twice?
So,
yeah.
I mean, sometimes the more you think you know about football, the less you know or think about football and the way things are going to work out. It always reminds me of when it's like the league's best running back goes up against the league's worst rush defense. And you're like, oh, Saquon Barkley should have a field day in this game. And then it ends up not going that way, right? Like, so the prediction business is hard, but yeah, man, definitely frustrating and disappointing, but again, just surprised. The Chiefs had the lead late. Like I still feel like they're the better team. Maybe that's sour grapes. Maybe that's being a homer, but just really, really surprised about, I don't want to even say the effort because I thought the guys played hard and they hung in there. Nick, a lot of the ire Chiefs Kingdom this week was kind of at the feet of Andy Reid and the rushing game, right? There was a few 3rd and 2s, 3rd and shorts that, people felt like they should have ran the ball. There's a couple of drives there at the end where they didn't run the ball at all. Kareem Hunt, to me, man, like you're getting the most you can get out of that guy right now. Andy Reid, are they not running the ball enough? Should they have used Rashard Smith? How much of an impact do you think that has on the game?
I think they passed the ball 75% of their offensive plays. I think that's just not a recipe for success. Especially when you're going up against a team that has really good pass defense. I agree with you. It looked like Kareem Hunt was laboring to get up off the ground, right?
He left the game and it looked like he was hurt there for a while.
Yeah,
He came back in.
It's like So, I mean, I don't know. Is Elijah Mitchell like just, like, can he not play at all? Like, I don't understand why he's like still on the team if like he's not going to play in that game. You know what I mean? At all. It is a little bit frustrating when your team's averaging over 4 yards a carry to see that you pass 75% of the time. It seemed like the game plan there didn't align with kind of what was working, and they didn't maybe necessarily adjust. I'm more, from a coaching standpoint, I'm more frustrated with like the penalties, right? It's like,
Completely.
we get the first and goal from the 3, and it's like the same guy that, hasn't lined up in the right spot for the last 3 years. Like, oh, hey, guess what? Like he still
You're not at the
can't just
3-yard
look
line anymore.
over and see if he's lined up right. You know what I mean? False starts and just like undisciplined things that the Chiefs did. And it seemed like every time they were getting down close, it's like they shot themselves in the foot with a penalty, and it really impacted their ability to score. Right. I mean, if you look at it, like you could say that penalty cost them the game, because I think if they score a touchdown there, instead of it turning into an interception, which is much more likely from the 3-yard line, right? That like I think the Chiefs probably win that game. And so you can point to some things, and it's like, we just kind of see this stuff over and over again year after year, it seems like, and it's like, well, we're going to clean up the penalties. And it's like, like when, like we're like 22nd in the league in penalties. And I know you can sit there and say, well, the referees, like, they favor certain teams. But I mean, at a certain point, like when it's like, well, why can't you get this guy to like line up? You know what I mean? Right. I just think as a coaching staff, like they got to figure some stuff out and how they're disciplining their players and coaching them. I'm sure that they're better and, more well-versed in how to do that than I am. So I'm not going to make any recommendations. I don't think that, you heard people say that Andy Reid needs to retire. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we were,
Wild.
on a streak, and like Patrick Mahomes was the favorite for MVP voting odds. Right. So like, I think
and
that
Super Bowl
there's
winning, right?
I think there's a lot of prisoner of the moment that's going on right now, just because we've lost a couple of games against teams with really good records. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm frustrated with the coaching staff, maybe for some different reasons than everybody else is bringing up. So,
Bo, overall, like game plan, not running the ball enough, not running it in key situations.
Yeah.
What
This
do you
game was
think?
weird for me with like Kareem Hunt, right? Because I'm with you guys. Like, yeah, he's up there in age, and you can't run him too much. But like we said it last week. I mean, when Nick and I did, you were kind of on the other side of this. But like, this was like a must game win for me, right? And like, if you're about to like, if you're looking at the edge of like your season ending, like you got to run that guy until the wheels fall off, right? Like, you have depth at that position, and I don't know. Pop is coming back, so I don't know. Like I feel like they could have ran him a little bit more, especially with how much it was working. If anything, just to get their defense to bite on it a little bit. It was just so obvious when we did put Smith or Mitchell in that, like, oh, they're just in there for pass pro. They're not running this, and they were right. They didn't run it with those guys, right? And so it was just a little predictable in that sense. I think that's where the frustration comes from the coaching. But as far as like the penalties and stuff, man, like we've experienced it before. Jawan Taylor, he is a liability. I am too surprised that nobody's addressed it. Like he hasn't been subbed, like take him out of the game. Because it seems like, with the running back position, if one guy fumbles, he never gets the ball again. Unless they really like that guy, they'll put him back in and try to give him another effort. But for the most part, if a guy fumbles the ball, you're done, right? Like good luck getting another shot at that. And so, like, the fact that he just gets so many shots and they don't even just take him out to, like, hey, think about what you're doing here. Let's put in all these other guys we have on the bench that can do just as well. It's just frustrating to me in the sense that, though, we've seen this before, though. Like, you got to play better than the refs are going to ref. Like, refs are going to call shit calls. Refs are going to call calls against us. You've just got to do better. You got to be disciplined and execute better in that circumstance, I feel like.
Yeah. So we got Danny watching on X. Talking about Isaiah Pacheco, yeah, he's back in practice, so I think that's going to help. I don't think the Chiefs have depth at running back. Listen, man, Kareem Hunt's 30 years old. He was getting up slow. I mean, I know everybody wants to say, why aren't you running him, especially on 3rd and 2? And I mean, how many times have we seen this team in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years get stuffed for no gain on 3rd and 2? I want to say there was a second or third and short earlier in the game where the Chiefs were down inside the red zone, and they handed it to Kareem Hunt, and he didn't get it. So that's not an automatic. I mean, I
Well,
understand.
I'm not
it's
saying
in-
automatic, but like what from like well, you haven't seen much
But
from
the
Elijah
tone of
Mitchell, but
Chiefs
what from
Kingdom seems to think it's automatic. Like, oh, just give him the ball on 3rd and 2. He's going to get it every time. He didn't get it on 1st and short, right? And at the goal line against the Bills last week, which kind of forced them into throwing 2 passes.
Right. No, I
and
agree
kicking
with
the
you, but
field
I'm
goal.
saying
So-
what haven't you seen from Bashard Smith to be like, let's give him a shot? Like, I haven't even seen them like try. He hasn't done anything to me that'd be like, yeah, he's not worth a shot. They seem scared of him.
Outside of garbage time against the Raiders, they really have not ran the ball with him. When they've had him in the game, they've kind of thrown passes to him.
Yeah, they swung it to him like a couple times in this past game.
Nick, you mentioned Elijah Mitchell. He played some snaps. He was the intended target on the Patrick Mahomes interception, but they didn't hand the ball off to him. Look, Kareem Hunt had 13 carries. Okay, maybe if you want to say you give it to him a couple more times on 3rd and short. But, I mean, like on the last play of the drive, everybody's saying, oh, you went 2 3 and outs and you threw the ball 6 times. Well, on one of those, it was 1st and 15 because Noah Gray instantly got a false start. I mean, if you run the ball on 1st down there and you get 3 or 4 yards and now you're in 2nd and long, I feel like people are complaining, why are you running the ball right there on 1st and long with the game on the line?
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is the best player on the team, man. Like, I just don't know how much more you can squeeze out of Kareem Hunt. And on top of that, if this team is going to make a push into the playoffs and make a run once they get into the playoffs, they need Kareem Hunt healthy for those short and those like 3rd and 2s, 4th and 1s, right? And so I just don't know if you can just like run that guy into the ground and beat him completely down. So I thought some of the situation, again, a lot of it I feel is like people think that, oh, well, you just give it to him on 3rd and 2 and he's going to get it every time. I mean, they gave it to him on, I want to say it was 3rd and 2 earlier in the game. He didn't get it. So it's not automatic. I mean, is it the worst thing to have Patrick Mahomes with the ball in his hand on 3rd down with the game on the line?
No. Okay, so yeah, I maybe I was a little off the cuff saying like run him till the wheels come off, but like a little. What did he have? Like 13 attempts, right? Maybe getting Isaiah Pacheco back, you can double their load or like run the same amount with both of them, get 20 something runs, which everybody's thinking. But like I just don't see why they can't try a run with one of the other running backs. To me, that's the most frustrating part. You have all this personnel in that group, and you don't even give them any game time experience.
Right. I mean, I don't think they gave Elijah Mitchell one handoff, did they?
No,
he
I
was
don't
in the
think
game.
So. I don't think they did to Rashard Smith.
That's what I mean. Like,
I know they swung it out to the side to him a couple times,
Yeah.
but I don't think they handed it off to him directly.
I don't think they trust
I might be
Rashard Smith.
misremembering.
I mean, he's a rookie. I don't know if they're worried about ball security. I don't know if it's not understanding the playbook. How hard could it be to take the handoff and run straight up the middle, or here you're going to go to the right of the center.
57. You worry about 57. He's coming right at me. Okay, you just worry about that guy. Like,
so I mean,
I don't think they're seeing him tear it up in practice and then being like, let's not play him. There's got to be something going on there. Danny's saying, he is a converted wide receiver, so maybe they're transitioning him there and they feel better with him catching the ball. I mean, he kind of overran on 3rd down on that last offensive drive and, got put in a spot where Patrick really couldn't deliver him the ball. Patrick, I think, is waiting for him to slow down. So, look, he's a rookie.
Stop when he gets to the first down.
Yeah, once you get past the sticks, if you're open, stop, right? Look, you'd like to think that you learned that before being in the NFL. But in that situation, right, like there's a lot of nerves and a lot of stuff going on. And so I mean, I think that you'll see that stuff kind of smooth over. I think that the running back situation that we're in right now is just more of a problem with like the front office and not investing in the position at a higher level. We talked about it in the offseason that we hoped that they would draft somebody kind of like with a little bit higher and invest a little bit more in that position, and they didn't. And now it's coming back to bite us in a couple of situations here where our main guy gets hurt and there's just not a lot of options. And Kareem Hunt, valiant effort, and he's getting good yards, but I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Bo. It's like kind of like do or die time almost right now, right? Like,
It feels like that a little bit.
sorry, you guys, if
It's
you
getting
hear,
there.
we're not murdering all farm animals in the background. I just got kids screaming, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like that, but that in the same time, it's like, I mean, if we lose him because he gets hurt, like, what are we going to do on 3rd and 1 for the rest of the season? You know what I mean? And 4th and 1 for the rest of the season.
Right.
So I think they're trying to balance that, but I mean, I think Andy just gets pass happy. I think that like this hasn't been a well balanced team for quite a while. I mean, I think the last time I would say that I felt like we were actually balanced, like in and out game after game, was when we had Kareem Hunt the first time. I mean, I don't feel like since then we've really had like a running back where it's like we're really trying to balance out our attack there. So
Not for a
Yeah.
full season anyway. We've had spurts of running backs like Damian Williams kind of popped off towards the end of the season, had a heck of a postseason, right? But wasn't
Yeah, I
that
mean-
case the whole season?
I mean, the Chiefs went into this season with 2 7th-round running backs and a 30-year-old Kareem Hunt is basically the running back room. I know I've criticized and been on the other side of you guys about the importance of the running back position. I don't think you need a star stud running back to win in the NFL, but you need better than what you got. And look, even when they're running under center or Kareem Hunt is hitting holes, he doesn't have that burst or that gear, right, to get to the second level. And so other teams are like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, you're going to average 5 yards a carry, but that's because like you're going to get 4 or 5 yards every time, even on a good run. So I don't feel like defenses are respecting that. I know when you say, well, we need to save him for later in the year on 3rd and short, so don't use him here on 3rd and short. But man, it just to me is again, I feel like people are thinking it's like a guarantee, and you just know he's going to get it every time. And the reality is he's not going to get it every time, especially not if he's banged up and he got hurt in that game. I don't know. I was really kind of surprised that he wasn't limited in practice or had an injury designation. After that game, just the way he looked, I mean, he was getting off the field slow, man.
He was taking hits. He was
Yeah,
getting lit up.
right.
He had that one hit where he got like a 8 or 9 yard run, and he got just taken out by one leg. He came over and it looked like he was about to like land right on his neck, and he did one of the most athletic moves I've seen a 30-something-year-old guy do, and land on his back. Dude completed that front flip. Right. Well done, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if Andy and the play calling or the scheme or whatever you want to call it, not running the ball enough or not using the running backs or on 3rd and short or whatever it was. I mean, if that was the main criticism, the second main criticism, I feel like a lot of people has been this week is directed at Patrick Mahomes. To me, Patrick Mahomes looks like he has ever since he's been here. It's just the mistakes, Nick, you mentioned them by other people are too much for him to overcome right now. Like the interception, everybody wants to bash him for the interception. Well, he's pressing on 3rd and 12 to try to get a touchdown in the red zone, right? And why is he doing that? Because Juwan Taylor committed the same penalty he's committed at least once a game, probably on average for the last 2 or 3 seasons. I just, you see the Chiefs get the ball, and I can't remember if it was the drive where we got the ball after we had taken the lead and had a chance to extend the lead, or if it was after they kicked the field goal and tied the game. But Noah Gray, right out of the gate, I mean, first play of that drive gets a false start. Now you're looking at 1st and 15. At the end of the half, Josh Simmons played good against Nick Benito. I think he allowed 2 pressures. I mean, you like what you see as far as the pass protection out of him. But he also had a penalty while you're trying to get into field goal range at the end of the first half. Moves him back 5 yards. Patrick makes a play, scrambles around, avoids the rush, hits Rashee Rice in the hands downfield. He drops the ball. How many mistakes is the guy expected to overcome by other guys, right? And I mean, the overthrow on Xavier Worthy there on the first drive, I want to say it was like the first or second play of the game. To me, it looked to me like Xavier Worthy wasn't expecting them to throw the ball and slowed down and then just realized, oh shit, he threw the ball to me and sped back up. I don't know that Patrick maybe is as sharp on the deep passes as he was maybe his first couple of years, but it seems to me like he could throw the deep ball to Tyreek Hill, and he could throw it to Sammy Watkins, and he could throw it to MVS. Now, whether MVS caught the ball, that's a whole other subject, but it seems like there's
Tyquan
something
Thornton
there.
seems to be able to do it
Tyquan
most
Thornton
of the
can
time.
connect on deep passes with Patrick. It seems like there's something there with Worthy. So I know people will say you're a Patrick Mahomes apologist or you're a homer and you never want to give the guy blame. But I mean, I feel like when he does make a mistake, it's because he's trying to do too much to overcome other guys' mistakes. And we're just so used to him being Superman or football Jesus, right? Nick, we joke about that. And he performs miracles out on the field and has always just been able to overcome all of the penalties and the deficiencies in the running game and not be able to get third and short by playing or rushing with his legs. There's just been a few games where he wasn't able to save everybody's bacon and make up for all the mistakes. Bo, I mean, do you see a player? I mean, Nick, you mentioned he was the MVP favorite 2 weeks ago. He still looks as good to you as he has at any point since he's been here, right?
Yeah, 100%, right? Like, did he play as well this game as we've seen him in the past? No, but like I agree with your point so much that like I think he's just that competitive a person. He's trying to overcome so many mistakes, and you've mentioned so many, but then what comes to mind is like Hollywood Brown not getting out of bounds after you you just tossed him on that final drive, and like there's just so many things where you're just like, come on, guy, am I the only one paying attention in this game, right? Like it's one of those positions, though. You get all the glory when you're doing well, and you take all the blame when you're doing bad, right? And like, hats off to him because he takes it and he accepts that responsibility. You know, it's just
Definitely
frustrating hearing like it's clickbait rage, dude. When you hear talking media or talking heads in the media say, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes is done. He's not that good anymore." No, all the numbers are disproving that, right? Like he's statistically better this year. All the metrics will show like all these improvements in where he was lacking last year. It's just simply not the case. I think it's when you have a team that like commits 10 penalties a game. We've seen this now 2 games this season. It's just like, yeah, man, you got to try to do something if you want to win.
Right.
And that guy's the ultra competitor and will do everything to try and win.
Yeah, Nick, what are you seeing out of Patrick Mahomes?
You're on mute, buddy.
Mute.
I think Bo made a great point that it's like, you know, he draws all the ire, right? When they lose, and gets all the glory when they win, right? And so I think that's part of it. He accepts that responsibility. Look, it wasn't his best game that he's ever had. You know, he had 2 interceptions that were really bad throws. One of them, like there was already a flag thrown, so it didn't count. I don't know if he saw that, but at any rate, I mean, he just, you know, made a couple of plays that in a tight game you really shouldn't make. But at the same time, like I don't feel like they weren't moving the ball right on the defense. And I feel like when you are going against a good defense and you start to get deep into the red zone and then you get pushed back like all the way to back to the start of the red zone, like your likelihood that you're going to be able to get down and get in the end zone like is just significantly altered there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like you're just not going to do it. And it's killing, you know, it's like it just kills the drives and it drains the players. And like, you know, you finally you're like on the 3-yard line and now you're on like the 15 or the 18-yard line. It's just it's really the mistakes. And I think that causes Patrick to push. And we do know that like he's got a little bit of Brett Favre in him. You know what I mean? Like he's got some YOLO in there. And so he, you know, he hasn't been playing perfect, but I think that the team for the last few years has just they've relied very heavily on like Patrick's going to do it. He's going to figure it out. And like
he's going to overcome the false start by
and
Noah
it's just
Gray.
not, and it's just hasn't happened this year. Right. And those, like, if you look at it, like they're not losing by like a ton, right? All their losses have been, you know, 1-score games this year. And so it's like a couple of plays. And I instead of sitting there and saying, well, it's Patrick's got to make more plays, I think it's like these people need to catch the ball and they need to stop, making dumb penalties. And,
Line up
they
on
got
the fucking line.
yeah, dude, just like the most basic thing that you do every play that, you've been penalized 100 times for, and you're making an average of $20 million a year.
Don't
And
line up in the backfield.
you just got to look over and be like, am I good? You can even ask the guy every time. Like you could ask
I'm
the
too far back.
official, am I good? Am I good? And he's, and they'll let
Ref's
you know.
sitting there with his hand on the flag, staring at
Right.
you. It's probably like a good indicator.
So
Up just a touch.
So no, I mean, I think that people have been too hard on Patrick Mahomes this week. I think that there's a lot of people that probably, are younger and they're not used to like seeing this team, like their football team struggle. And so they're struggling with that. And there's a lot of people that have been sitting there, dude, they've been waiting for this opportunity. Mark Schlereth, like that loser, like he's been obviously just been sitting there waiting for a decade while his team like lost to us, 16 times in a row.
Right. A guy that's won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That,
so
like ecstatic and gloating about a regular
there's just a lot of people that are sitting there waiting, but that's all indicative of the fact that this team, and I put it on Twitter, I don't tweet very often, but like this team has given us generations worth of success over the last decade.
Doubt.
Like there are people that just wish that they could see their team go to a Super Bowl, right? And we've got to see our team go to 5. And they're like, well, it would be cool if we could win 1 too. And it's like, yeah, well, like we got to see him win 3. We got to see him win back-to-back Super Bowls. Like, so I'm going to take this opportunity to say, like, we just got to give these guys a little bit of time. And if they have a down year, like, if they don't make the 4th Super Bowl in a row, it's like, it doesn't mean that he sucks. It doesn't mean that the coaching staff sucks. It's a very hard league. Dude, like everybody has been spending like crazy to get coaches, and they've been doing everything that they can to try to like gear their team to beat the Chiefs.
To beat us, yeah.
Had a really hard schedule this year, and they're 5-5, but like they're still stacking up against the teams that have the best records. They're just not quite getting it over the hump. And if we can get into the postseason here and the schedule lightens up, then I like there's nobody else that I would rather have on our team rather than Patrick Mahomes. So
yeah, like I said, again, I see him doing a lot of the same things that he's done ever since he's been here. It's just, like I said, like, and Bo, you said this before too when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. Like he set the bar so ridiculously high.
Yeah, for himself. Yeah,
and there was that stat going around. It's like, and I think this was maybe like postseason games, or whatever. But like when you got the ball and you were down and you had to have at least like a field goal or better to like tie or take the lead in the 4th quarter. Like number 2 on that list was Tom Brady at like 40% of the time he would get the point. Patrick was at 100% of the time. It was like the most clutch ever. So it's just shocking, right? When he doesn't do it. But yeah, man. I mean, it's just there's so many mistakes and so much thing from other guys that he's just trying to overcome, and it just hasn't quite been able to do it this year. That doesn't mean that he's regressed or that he's sucked now. I just when people say that, man, I'm like, dude, do you not watch the guy play?
Dude, especially if you've watched him through the totality of this season and what he's been able to do with this team committing so many mistakes, it's just like, no, man, he ain't the problem at all.
Right, not at all. So, real quick, I don't feel like we can talk about this game without talking about the defense. I mean, they did a good job putting some bad positions early in the game to hold the Broncos to a couple field goals, and the Chiefs were down 6-0. That was huge. But later in the game, man, this Broncos offense had struggled, and they had only scored like 10 points the week before against the freaking Raiders. To let them score 22 points in this game, and to let them score, what was the score at halftime? It was 6-6. Is that right?
6-6. Yeah.
I mean, to give up 16 points in the second half, that's extremely disappointing by the defense. They had a chance to get off the field there late in the game, 3rd and 15, couldn't do it. Patrick led a touchdown drive to take the lead. Travis Kelce sets the Chiefs record with just an awesome play. I mean, he juked. What do you call him, Bo?
That was the one.
Motherfunga, right?
Motherfunga.
Juked him out of his cleats and got into the end zone to take the lead. Defense couldn't hold the lead. Bo Nix is a guy that, when you look at some of the stats that he had in his rankings as far as NFL quarterbacks, was not up there near the top. But Chiefs defense couldn't seem to stop them there towards the end when it mattered. Nick, I mean, how much of the blame does the defense shoulder in this game, and how surprised were you that they didn't play better against I don't want to say like terrible offense, but definitely not one of the better offenses in the NFL.
Yeah, an offense that's been struggling, right? I mean, they scored 10 points against the Raiders. Look, yeah, dude. I think that they shoulder a significant amount of the blame. You know, they had the opportunity to just close it out, and it's in a situation where it's like, well, if they don't score, then they can't win. You
Right.
know, and they weren't able to hold him there. They weren't able to get the stop right. You know, they gave up a 3rd and 15 and allowed them to go down and run out the clock and kick the field goal to win. I'm not going to be too harsh on them because like they did deliver the ball back to Patrick twice, right? Where like, you know, once we're up 3 points and like we can go make it a 2-score game with a touchdown, and you know, the offense goes 3 and out. Then, you know, so now it's a tie game, but you can still definitely go down and run out the clock and score and just kick a field goal, and we're walking out of here with the W, and the offense goes 3 and out, right? So I would say that, you know, when it goes to, well, now we need you to do it a 3rd time, like we should definitely expect them to do it a 3rd time, because, you know, like the Broncos defense was able to get the stops when they had to, but I'm going to take it a little bit easy on them. The only thing that I'm going to say is like, man, we've got a lot of investment on a defensive line that doesn't seem to be able to produce like any pressure. And that's like super concerning, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
Like
Chris Jones, I mean, he got in there a few times
yeah,
earlier.
no, Chris, he had a great first
game,
half, right? But like,
yeah,
it's
no,
got
you're
to be
right.
more than the Chris Jones show. You know what I mean? Like they're
Right.
Karloftis got a pretty sizable contract, right? Omenahu's making good money. Like, you know, we got Dana. Like there are other guys that like need to be able to create pressure, and
Right.
you can just see the difference in the poise of the quarterbacks, like, and how like they're able to basically kind of stand back there versus what's going on with Patrick. I know he didn't get sacked a bunch of times, but he wasn't comfortable in a lot of those passing plays either. So I just you know, I just feel like if anybody, you know, deserves any you know, side eye there, it's that defensive line, and just really not, you know, making Bo Nix uncomfortable, because I think that was like a you know, a turning point in the game. So
Yeah, Bo. I mean, defense. Let's Bo Nix go down and get a game-winning drive against them. You know, we talked about their offensive struggles. I mean, just what did you see out of the defense? How surprised were you? Disappointed? I mean,
No, I wasn't disappointed at all, man. After I rewatched the game, I'm sitting there going, man, there's 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter and it's still 6-6, right? Like I can't be pissed at the defense right now. Like it's the 3rd quarter, well into it, and we only have 6 points, right? Like I felt like our prolific offense really let us down more so than the defense. Now that's not saying the defense didn't let us down, right? They obviously let down a touchdown, go through 5 field goals. But man, I would take 5 field goals and a touchdown from any team versus Patrick Mahomes in our offense, right? I think that's just not enough normally. Like I feel like we're going to score more than that. In this game, we just didn't. And Nick pointed out, man, we gave our offense plenty of chances. I'm stuck between that adage of defense wins championships and like defense gives you the chance to win championships, because man, we did give Patrick Mahomes the opportunity to go down, you know, take the head off the dragon. Like we could have ended that game with a 2-score lead, or even go down and tie it, right? Like they gave them the opportunities to, and we just didn't come through. So like I'm not as critical on the defense. I texted you guys really early though that I really thought the coverage was a little suspect super on, and it didn't get any better throughout that game. And that's what's kind of worrying me going forward, man. It's just like with the lack of a pass rush and quarterback starting to feel more comfortable, and like kind of our aura disappearing. Like the Chiefs are gettable now. Quarterbacks just seem to like be throwing balls they normally wouldn't throw against our defense. And so like that's, you know, looking forward, I'm a little concerned about our coverage going forward, but they should shoulder some blame for this, but I'm not going to be too critical on them at all. I thought they performed pretty well, and we just got to do better offensively. We have all the weapons. Like they're like outside of Isaiah Pacheco, this is the most full strength offensive like unit I've seen in the past 2 or 3 years, right? So it's like that to only have 6 points at halftime when we had a chance to double up, score before halftime, get the ball back at halftime and score, and we didn't we didn't get any points on those drives, right? Like it's really hard for me to look at the defense, be like, you have the blame there.
Yeah, penalties and drops. I still say though that if your offense gives you the lead in the fourth quarter, you need to make that hold up. And if you get the other team in 3rd and 15, you need to get off the field. And they didn't. So I mean,
with
plenty of
5 field goals, right? Like I feel like that's kind of winning.
I don't know. 22 points against that offense is.
I agree. That's
a pretty poor performance against them.
That's up there.
I mean, if the Raiders can hold them to 10, you should be able to hold them to 10 or 13.
Especially because we've been averaging like 17 points.
Yeah.
Hey, Landon, thanks for stopping by, man. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Look, definitely not their fault. Definitely plenty of blame to go around. So, I mean, that brings up a big game against the Colts Sunday at Arrowhead, man. Chiefs are sitting at 5-5. Now, to be clear, the Chiefs do not control their own destiny, right? I mean, they could win out here and other teams could still stay ahead of them if they went out. But listen, some of the teams ahead of them, the Steelers and the Jaguars, I don't see those teams winning out. So I mean, I almost feel like they do control their own destiny here if they can win out or maybe go 6-1. We'll get to the poll question here in a minute, but this isn't, if they can lose another game, this game Sunday isn't one of the ones they can lose. It's an AFC opponent. When you start talking about tiebreakers with teams that are right there with them or that they're chasing, this is a huge game, man. I'm going to call this game a must-win at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Nick, confidence level going into this Colts game, man. I mean, they got Jonathan Taylor. It's been phenomenal at the running back position this year, but the Chiefs have shown they can stymie the run and take some of these better running backs and limit what they're able to do again. Daniel Jones, you're starting to see some of the things that really hurt him in New York start to come up in the last few weeks: turnovers, bad decisions with the ball. How you feel going into this game, man? And you think this is a must-win for the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think they may need to win out to make the playoffs. I mean, like with the tiebreaker situation, I feel like 12 games is probably where they need to be. I mean, I don't know. I think that it's weird. You wouldn't think with the 7th seed that you need to win 12 games to make the postseason, but it is what it is. So, I mean, maybe 11 gets there. I mean, maybe the Jags or somebody end up with 10. I feel like 11 or 12. I mean, I'm feeling more confident with 12 than 11 right now, just the way that kind of everything's been shaken out. So,
how you feel about the game against the Colts, though?
I feel good. Look, I feel better. I still feel better about this team than I felt at any point last year about the Chiefs. Like, I know they kept winning, but man, they were like winning really ugly and really lucky in a lot of those games. And so I feel like this team is still like has a better core than that team last year, especially on offense, right? We've got Rice and Worthy. Kareem Hunt is playing well. I mean, we need to get Pacheco back, but I feel good. I feel like the Colts are wilting. They've we talk about the Chiefs regressing this year on their one score games. The Colts are definitely regressing back to the mean with their some of their performance there. I think Daniel Jones has like 7 turnovers in the last 2 games. So I feel like we're catching them at the right time, and they're catching us at the wrong time because the Chiefs are super motivated, and you'd like to think they're motivated against the Broncos, but I just feel like I feel confident. I feel confident we're going to win.
Yeah, Bo, how do you feel about this game?
Dude, after the past 2 games, not last 2 weeks, we had the bye in there, but the last 2 games. Not as confident as I feel like I should be, man. Like I feel like I should be up there, but man, it's almost like coin flip. A little bit more I feel on the positive side. I don't feel like the Colts defense is as amazing as the Broncos, so it should be a little looser there. Maybe it should allow our offense, get some reps in, get some good momentum going on that side. But this Colts game, I don't know. They're an interesting team. They they have obviously a really killer running back, but their tight end is what I'm kind of looking at, because for some reason our team has just kind of been a little shaky in covering tight ends this season, and their tight end with Warner or whatever.
Yeah, Tyler Warren's been good.
Yeah, Warren or Warren? Yeah, Warren.
Tyler Warren.
Yeah. Having himself a year, and that's like I was kind of alluding to that when I was talking about our defense. Like the coverage of tight ends is what really is kind of concerning. And kind of watching Colts games this year, they kind of come out passing really quick to establish that, and then they just run over you with Taylor. So I feel like if we can just get out quick and stop their have decent pass coverage, stop their tight end, and really just make them try to lean on Taylor, I feel like we'll be okay. We're ready for that game plan. It's just when they kind of open us up a little bit that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs playing this game at home is huge, obviously. They're going to come back home. I keep expecting to see, like, the team, like, come out and play up to, like, where they're able to. And I keep expecting Patrick Mahomes, right, to make these plays, right? And so – but guys need to help him out, man. You know, you can't be getting false starts while we're trying to get in field goal range at the end of the first half. You can't be getting false starts when you've got the ball with a chance to extend your lead or regain the lead there at the end. You can't drop passes that turn into interceptions. Rashee Rice almost had one of those early in the game against the Broncos. They were down there in the red zone. He hits Rashee Rice, hit right in the hands, bounces off. Lucky it wasn't intercepted. That could have been another red zone interception. Right. I mean, then you have the Juju holds. One of them wasn't a hold. One of them was a hold. I mean, I just keep expecting this team to show up and look like they did in that game, like when they beat the Lions, right? The Lions are a good team. I know it's in there. And until I just see Patrick Mahomes just continue to fail over and over and over and the team not win these games, I still feel comfortable and confident that they're going to do it. Anytime you got Patrick Mahomes going up against Daniel Jones, I like your chances. The game being at home. So
our home game our
4-1 at home this year.
Yeah, legit. It's our our away games are kind of
right. Arrowhead's got to be loud. And after a couple of losses, the team coming back and playing at home. And I mean, if they're not locked in now, I mean, they're never going to be locked in. So, Bo, I mean,
Lainey says she's a little nervous. I'm with you, Lainey.
I'm a little more nervous than I was the last 2 weeks. I felt really, really good about the Chiefs going into Buffalo and Denver and winning those games, but didn't happen. The Chiefs, like I said, they had the lead in the fourth quarter against the Broncos last week. The Chiefs had the ball down one score twice at the end of the Bills game. Yeah. That was a game where they just could not protect Patrick at all, and you had some injuries, and you didn't have Simmons back. So, I know I mentioned Simmons had the bad penalty there at the end of the first half, the false start when you're trying to get in field goal range. But
it is a bad penalty, but he gets a slide, right? More so than Jawan Taylor does for his penalty, right? Like rookie, he's still a rookie. He was gone for like 4 weeks. First game back, he did pretty decent outside of that, right? 2 pressures and 1 penalty.
Right.
Yeah, you got to clean that shit up. Jawan Taylor, dude, you've been on like national TV being called out for this very thing.
Oh, it's definitely
clean this shit up, man.
It's definitely worse for Taylor, but I mean, Simmons made the same mistake in the week 1 game against the Chargers where we were trying to get down into field goal. I think Taylor and Simmons actually went back-to-back false starts there at the end of the first half in that week 1 game. So, I just keep expecting this team to show up and look like they did on that stretch there where they looked like they had the best offense in the NFL and they looked like one of the best teams in the NFL. And the defense to start getting off the field on 3rd and longs, right? So, be a good week to do it this week. I mean, is that the keys to the game this week, right? Just cut out the mistakes. You know, not necessarily saying you got to cut out all the mistakes. You don't have to play a perfect game, but
the little stupid ones, right? Special teams.
Yeah, no dumb penalties. Third and long. Get off the field and can contain Jonathan Taylor. I mean, I think that's the entire thing right there, right? The Chiefs can do those things, and they're going to be okay.
How do you think the Chiefs do against Jonathan Taylor?
I mean, I aside from who who was it from the Bills? They got 100 yards at Cook.
That was on like 27 carries or something.
The Chiefs have done well against all the premium running backs. So I think our issue is not run defense. It's pass defense and
pressuring the
quarterback. So I think that they want to be able to run the ball, and they want that to be what they're going to springboard Daniel Jones doing his stuff off of. And if they can stuff that up front, they can make Daniel Jones make mistakes. So I think that those are kind of the keys, right? The way I see it.
What about you, Scott? What do you think the keys to this game are going to be?
I think stopping Taylor, obviously, that's not any hard hitting deep analysis on my part there, but
we've been there. We've done that. We know how to do that. We have that game plan. We know how to stop a running attack.
Right. To me, it's gonna have to play a clean game, man. When you get the ball in a crucial situation, you can't get a false start and make it 1st and 15. When you're trying to get in field goal range at the end of the game, especially if you're getting the second half kickoff, you can't be getting false start penalties. You can't be dropping passes. You can't have drops in the red zone that turn into interceptions or near interceptions. They do those things. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the NFL. Travis Kelce, I think he's going to have a good game. I don't know if you want to say he's found the fountain of youth, but I mean, at his age, he's one of the best.
I mean,
looks like
he had 9 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown against the best defense in the NFL.
He shook off Motherfunga like it was no thing, dude.
Right.
And he had him dead to rights.
Right. They call that there was a mic'd up where he was talking about that move, and it was like the Hakeem Olajuwon, what do they call that? The dream shake, where he does that. He was talking about how he watched Hakeem Olajuwon do that move when he was a kid watching him play basketball. And he's like, so I put that in my game. He was telling one of the younger guys on the team, he goes, you need to go watch that, man. You just put in your film work. You need to go study Hakeem Olajuwon highlights. That just kind of shows you the depth of just how badass Travis Kelce is. And so, to me, it's just don't do dumb shit, man, and you're going to beat the Colts. What about you? I mean, what do you think the key is? What do they got to do to win?
I mean, we're hitting the nail right on the head. Fix the stupid mistakes, right? 10 penalties in a game can't happen. I mean, we know penalties are going to happen, but come on, guys. These little ones are killing us. For me, though, I don't know if somebody was in Patrick's ear this week or something, but it just didn't seem like he wanted to use his feet or he was told not to. He really seemed like he was trying to stay in the pocket, try to get that passing game established. I really think a key to our offense right now is him getting out, scrambling, making defenses panic. And when you get him on the outside running, extending a play like that, linebackers and coverage have no choice but to be like, oh shit, he can break here for 30. We've seen him do it. So they have to make that decision, cover my guy or go for Patrick. And he's pretty much the master when it comes to making that decision, right? He'll make defenses pay for that. So I feel like if we can get him scrambling, that'll go a long way offensively. Defensively, nothing new. We just got to get in Daniel Jones's face. That's all it is. We don't have to get to him necessarily. Just got to make him uncomfortable. We can't let another quarterback sit back in the pocket for 7-8 seconds and let his third, fourth option get open and make that play, man. I feel like we just got to disrupt timing, and that would go miles for this team.
Right. Patrick Mahomes took a little bit of a lick there early in that game when he ran, and I want to say it was Benito got him from behind. You think that had something to do with that?
He shook it off.
Him not right. I mean, he got right up. He got right back up. But I mean, just because he didn't let him, maybe just because he didn't show him it hurt him doesn't mean it didn't hurt a little bit.
I don't know. I've seen that guy take some hits and still keep running in games, though.
Right. I felt like there's a few chances where he could have ran, especially later in the game or on those third and shorts where everybody was saying they wanted to run the ball with Kareem, and he didn't do it for whatever reason in that game. But I would definitely like to see him run the ball and pick up maybe some of these plays. Maybe the Broncos defense was doing something that kept that out too. That I don't know. I'm not the film expert here, right? I don't watch all 22s after the game and can diagnose exactly what both teams were trying to do. So,
but I'm not wrong, right? There seemed to be a lack of scrambling that game. Right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. definitely. And there's a few times where he started to take off to run, and it looked like maybe he had a little bit of room, and then he stopped and was waiting to maybe try to make something happen with the arm, which he's done 100,000 times in his career. So,
do you think he's hearing the criticism? Like, because I mean, God, the games where he was the leading rusher, right? That's kind of like all you heard about. You think he's just like, hey, I can't be that guy. I gotta use my arm, or like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just like to see more of it. I just like to see more of it. He's very effective. I'm not saying go out and have established runs like Buffalo tries to do with Josh Allen, but he is the best at extending plays and making that scramble.
We would I also feel like Rashee Rice has had a quiet game or two. I know he had like the big catch on the 4th and 17 or whatever against the Bills. Going back to Patrick not being as good anymore, you know, he completed a 4th and 17, converted that, but. Rashee Rice, man, I think they need to get him a little bit more involved in this game. He's got to be the playmaker at wide receiver, man. They've been waiting for this guy to come back for over a year now. He hit the ground running. Now, of course, that was against the Raiders, and the Raiders look terrible. So
he took a hit too. He had that. He first got the first play. It was like a little screen pass to him right away, and he got I think a first down right away.
Yeah,
then he took a quick slant and got drilled as well, man. He got lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I think those things are going to be key. Because I don't know, Nick, you can bring the poll question up or not. We can get to that before we do our game predictions here.
I already answered it because I was looking at the poll, trying to get it added when you asked me about the Colts game. So you guys know where I'm at.
Right. Well, remind us, how many games does the Chiefs need to win to get to the playoffs? 11 get it done, or they got to get 12, you think?
I think they got to get 12. I think that the tiebreakers that they have lost against the teams that are going to be in those positions right now. I mean, I think we still play the Steelers, so we could potentially get there. But yeah, I think 12 is the number, man. I think you got to win out.
Yeah,
I don't think the Chiefs play the Steelers.
Oh. No, I don't think we play the Steelers.
Yeah, we do. We played the AFC North this year, right? Don't we have the Browns and the Steelers left?
No.
And the Bengals?
No. We have the Titans and
we got the
Cowboys.
AFC South. That's why we're playing the Colts. Titans coming up. That is a nice road. Should be cupcake victory, but yeah, that's an interesting debate there with the Steelers and the Ravens because we got like the tiebreaker over the Ravens. So you kind of want the Steelers to keep winning, right, and win that division. But it's going to take.
Oh, we played the Ravens because they won the division last year, right?
Right. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, my bad.
Last year. So no, you're good. So Nick thinks it takes 12. Bo. Interesting. There's 8% coming in at 10. I don't know. I do not think 10 will get it done.
That's about our chances of getting in the playoffs if we have 10 wins. I feel like 8%. I'm in the same boat. I'm at 12. I feel like 12 kind of keeps it us controlling us getting in. I feel like if we can win out, I feel like some of these other teams, the Chargers, the Texans, the Chargers are so decimated at O-line that I feel like they have potential to like completely fall off. I don't see the Texans making any headway. I feel like 12 keeps us in charge of it. If we lose one and we're at that 11, I feel like we're still in the playoff conversation, but then it comes down to that weird playoff football math, right? Where like if this team in this division loses and this team ties, then the Chiefs win by 4 or something, like just that weird craziness that happens towards the end of the season. I think that's where we start ending up being with 11. So I'm in that 12 boat.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 11. The Chargers, the Jaguars, I know they have the tiebreaker over us, but that is such an up and down team. I mean, Chiefs, not that they aren't 5-5, right? But I think the track record shows that you can count on Patrick and Andy and the squad to finish strong. The Jaguars, they're up and down. They look great one week, and then they lose a couple games where they look terrible and teams they shouldn't lose. The Chargers just got rolled by the Jaguars. We got another chance to play them. Sitting here thinking that all these teams ahead of us are going to win out or maybe only lose one game. I think you can count on a couple of them. But, I mean, I think 11, you're going to need – obviously you need more help at that point. So I think 11 will get them in, but 12 is definitely what the goal it needs to be. Right, they need to be figuring out a way to win out here. If you're watching at home, there may throw your vote in the chat, or if you're not following us on social media, go check us out at Chiefs Kingdom Live. You can vote in the polls each week and stay up to date on stuff we put out there. Game predictions. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna Chiefs get there first because that it's got to the pendulum's got to swing back to us here. I'm gonna go Chiefs get their first one possession win this year. I think they win 24-20, win by 4 points.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout on either side. I think it's going to be a well-contended game, and I think I'm with you. I think we're going to get that first victory. That's a one-score win. I'm going to go 27-24.
3 points, scoring 27. Nick, what's your score prediction?
Man, Bo, you got really close to where I was at. I was going to say 27-20. So
a touchdown win. I feel a lot more comfortable with a touchdown one possession win. So
I take that.
Yeah, man, Chiefs is just. We said this last week. Their backs are against the wall, and their backs are really against the wall. And playing at home, the Colts have not looked dominant. They struggled. I know it was one of those overseas games, which can be weird, against the Falcons, who are not a great team. So I think they can be had. Looks like someone in the comments got 24-21.
Is Laney?
Yeah.
Laney's right there with me. I was 24-21. So I don't know anything we missed. Anything you guys want to get to? Any questions, comments, anything in the chat?
Nope.
I'm pretty good.
Chiefs just need to take care of business, man. Go home, win a game at home. And look, if the Chiefs come out and they win this week, and then you see the Jaguars drop a game or something like that, or you see the Chargers drop another game, I'm not completely ruling out the division either. The Broncos, Chiefs would have to go win out, and I think the Broncos would have to go 3-3 maybe, or at that point. But they barely beat the Jets, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how many times have we seen?
It could happen.
And how many times have we seen this year the team that beats the Chiefs in their regular season Super Bowl goes on and loses the next game? Right, the Bills did that with the Dolphins. So a lot of football left, man. 7 weeks to go. Chiefs are not out of it, and as long as we got Patrick Mahomes and the gang,
time for that Grim Reaper, baby.
Time for the Grim Reaper until it's officially over and there's a 0% chance of them making the playoffs. I'm still gonna have faith and believe in the guys to get it done, and I'm never gonna doubt Patrick Mahomes. He's been doubted many times before, and he always comes through and figures out a way to get it done. And I think he figures out get started and get it done against the Colts Sunday at Arrowhead. Really appreciate everybody for watching. Makes us a lot of fun.
In the chat, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, really
commenting.
good.
Appreciate it.
Really good seeing everybody in the chat. We'll be back next Wednesday, hoping about the Chiefs getting back in the win column. Maybe have a little bit better picture of the playoff setting at that point. So Chiefs there against Colts, must-win game, baby. Let's go. How about those Chiefs? Let's go.
All right, let's go Chiefs.